Mississippi International Film Festival was a big hit. This past year, this 2014 edition, we sold out our particular theater in Tinseltown, our first year at Tinseltown. One of the award-winning films was Sing the Blues by a filmmaker by the name of Joseph Spence, and we're going to meet Joseph Spence tonight in an exclusive interview. We'll take a look at a clip from his film, and we'll talk to him about the filmmaking process. So stay tuned. A unique glimpse inside filmmaking with Joseph Spence coming up.
Stop paying expensive repair bills now. When you own a car, SUV, or truck, sooner or later it will break down, and that will cost you thousands of dollars. Just one transmission job could cost over $3,000. A new engine could cost over $4,000. Did you know that the odds of your car breaking down are greater than your being in an accident? You wouldn't drive without auto insurance. If you own a 2002 vehicle or newer with less than 125,000 miles, a vehicle service contract from CarTection.com could save you thousands of dollars. Qualifying is easy. A custom plan is created for you. You select the coverage that's right for your vehicle and budget. Call for a no-obligation risk-free quote now. Your covered repairs will be paid directly to your mechanic for you. Get the coverage you really need. A vehicle service contract from CarTection.com. We'll keep you on the road with a coverage you can count on. Call for a no-obligation risk-free quote now. Call 800-708-9923. That's 800-708-9923.
Welcome to our show. This is Nightique, Edward St. Pé with you. We've got Joseph Spence, the writer and director of Sing the Blues, and Sing the Blues is our best film of 2014 at Mississippi International Film Festival. So thank you for being with us. And
thank you for having me.
And thanks for
excited.
Entering it into the festival.
Yes, definitely.
So, okay, look, first, you have been working in film for how long?
About 14 years now. Started out on the music side as a musician, and then eventually it led me into production and engineering music, and which was a pretty easy transition into editing film. But yeah, about 14 years now I've been just solely doing film.
And so you've been working in editing, and you've been working in writing? And
I mean, started out really as a grip, and kind of worked my way up doing music videos in Nashville, where I live, and then eventually started making some shorts, the 48 Hours Film Festival that happens every year now. I've worked on a couple of those, and it really just kind of showed me back then that technology was changing, and that an independent director, producer could make a film and compete, and now technology's even moved even further, that you can make a film for little to no money. But yeah, I mean, started out as a shooter, as a camera operator. I still do that. Learned that aspect of it, and continue to edit along the way. But yeah, I mean, just constantly learning. As technology changes, you learn, and and just hopefully get better and better at it.
What do you like to do the most? What's your favorite area?
Well, I really like all sides of filmmaking, but editing is where I feel like it really, the rubber meets the road. It's you've got the pieces to the puzzle, and then you put it all together there, and music is a part of that. So
it's a great editor, I mean, can even make something out of not so much.
Yeah, I mean, you can go out and shoot a bunch of great stuff and record a bunch of great dialogue, but if you don't edit it right, I mean, it can make no sense.
It's seemingly like the magic of the whole process is in the editing.
Yes, it is. I find that just looking at a lot of directors talk, big time directors, you learn that a lot of them, they stay in that process in the editing now all the way through. We're used to before there was digital editing, there was the editor went to a place and did it by himself, and then the director would look at a cut and say, I like this, or make notes on it, and then send it back to the editor. Now the directors are usually right there in the whole process, and that's what I love.
You almost, it seems like you almost need to be, because you want to be a part as a director. It's basically, it's your film. Yeah. You've got to, no matter what happens.
I don't think I could let it go
without
to an
some
editor.
Input, and then, right. I mean, you almost have to be completely involved maybe you're not pushing the buttons, but you got to be in there, you know.
Over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You know,
so
spiritually, you have to be involved. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, technology with the music industry where, you know, a kid can make a great record in his closet, you know, or in his bedroom. I mean, film has kind of come to that place too now.
Digital,
you know,
exactly.
Just about it, you know. I mean, you know, you've got an iPhone that looks incredible now, you know.
Oh, I know it.
Most updated one, you know.
I know it. So the...
but it comes back to the eye, though, and the ear, right? I mean,
right.
It's you can have those tools and still, you know, not have, you know, a good story. I mean, because that's where it is, the story.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And you know that.
Yeah.
I've read your bio.
Well, the film that is playing here at Mississippi International Film Festival, where we are right now, in the lobby. Tell us a little bit about this particular film. This film. It won best film in the festival, and for a reason. The screeners all felt that it was it's an unusual film because you're juggling narrative feature with documentary sort of.
I've had some people call it a hybrid doc.
Yeah.
But it's really not a documentary.
No.
It's, you know, the film is loosely based on my brother, a guy named Judson Spence, who had a major label record deal in the late 80s, early 90s.
During the day.
The
MTV day, right.
He made a couple of records for Atlantic Records and had a top 40 single called Yeah, Yeah, Yeah that did fairly well, went to like number 30 or somewhere in there. Had a couple of other little things that happened in there, but eventually he just became a songwriter and
he was a pop star.
Never really blew up as a pop star, you know. So I had all this footage from back then,
right.
That we were able to use, and you know, just really wanted to work with my brother. That was the whole goal of this, was for me and my brother to do something together, and it didn't really start out to be based on his life, but eventually it did. We finally got to the place where we were like, you know what, this just has to be, you know, pretty much about you. But there is quite a bit of fiction in it as well. Like I wrote a story about one of the bandmates dying,
right.
And him having to come back to Nashville for the celebration of life party or whatever that they're having. And so we address some issues there. That's fiction, you know. But but being able to cut to him at 20 years old and then now see him at 40 something.
It was really
that
was really
I think
dramatic.
helps it a lot.
It was great.
You know?
I mean, the way you did that. Yeah. I mean, so you see him on the screen age literally from 20 to whatever age he is now.
And that really happened by accident, Edward. Really, it did. I mean, like I said, we didn't start out to make the film that is there.
Mm-hmm.
It slowly, we started realizing, hey, we got this old footage. You know, at first it was just going to be about a songwriter and not necessarily about his life. But then we started realizing that we had these old archives, and we were like, wow, we could take this stuff and really, you know, make it feel a little more documentary.
And your brother is the main actor.
He's the lead, yes.
The lead actor.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that, I mean, I had to pinch myself every now and then when I was watching it, because I thought I was drawn into the documentary aspect of the film, and then every now and then I would have to think, oh, it's a narrative film.
Right.
He did a great job. He's a good actor.
Thanks. Well, yeah, I'll tell him.
You know, it was it really was. Very neat.
Cool.
So, okay, this is the longest film you've made so far.
It is. I've made 2 other short films that you know had a little bit of festival run in the past 4 or 5 years. But yeah, this is the longest film that I've made on my own as a director.
What are your plans now? What do you want to do next?
Well, hopefully get into some more festivals with this film. Find a home for it, a distributor. Hopefully, you know, a mass distribution. I mean, I don't have any, you know, goals that it will be in the theater like that, but somewhere where someone can buy it, you know, if it's not just release it ourselves, you know, online. And then I'm already working on, you know, new screenplays, and along with being an editor as like my day job, I'm juggling that and hopefully make a feature that's longer.
So,
you know?
In your day job, when you're not making movies, explain what it is you do in the film industry.
I edit for a company, Yamaha Entertainment Group. which is basically a record label that Yamaha Corporation started about 4 years ago.
Is it the Yamaha organization?
Yes, it's Yamaha Entertainment Group, and it's the first time Yamaha has tried doing a record label. Right now we're working on finishing a documentary on an artist named Nathan East, who is a longtime bass player that plays with Eric Clapton. He was on a lot of Michael Jackson stuff, Madonna through the years. He just has a long discography, and so that's one of the albums that Yamaha's released this past year was on Nathan East. So we shot it. We went in and shot the making of the record, and it's basically a biography and making of his first album. It's the first time he's made a solo record on his own, and so we're finishing up that documentary. We also do a thing called Yamaha All Access, which is a quarterly magazine that we put out. So there's an online portion to the magazine where we showcase Yamaha endorsees. Like the last cover was Luke Bryan, and before that John Legend, Alicia Keys. All these people play Yamaha pianos or guitars or something like that. So what we do is they'll do a photo shoot, and we go in and shoot the behind the scenes of the photo shoot, then a sit down interview like this with the artist, and that goes onto Yamaha's website. But I edit those and put those together. So it's kind of a mixed bag there at Yamaha, but
that's exciting. That's
yeah,
a great job
it is.
to have.
It is. I mean, it takes up a lot of my time. You know, I made this film, really finished it up a year ago. So, yeah, I mean, now I'm actually kind of working full time as an editor.
Yeah.
But it's great to be doing something.
It's closely related, you know.
Oh yeah, totally. I get to work on my chops every day as an editor, you know, and hopefully get better as
we want to show a clip from the film, and
great.
We will show a clip from Sing the Blues right after these words. Stay with us. This is Nightique.
Since 1849, Carter Jewelers has been a part of Jackson's rich history. Over 163 years later, we've not only survived, Carter Jewelers has flourished. From generation to generation, we've established a tradition of excellence. Our reputation is built on customer satisfaction, service, and trust. Every piece of jewelry is handpicked, so you know you're getting the best value.
Nobody says I do like we do at Carter Jewelers.
Come see us and be part of our history.
Ingalls Shipbuilding is hiring electricians, structural welders, machinists, ship fitters, pipe fitters, and pipe welders in our Pascagoula, Mississippi site. Signing bonuses available for pipe welders only. Positions are union represented. Come build your career with Ingalls Shipbuilding. Go to www.huntingtoningalls.com/careers or call 888-935-1507. Thanks for being with us. This is Nightique, Edward St. Pé, here along with Joseph Spence, the director of Sing the Blues, which was the best film winner at Mississippi International Film Festival. We're in the lobby of the Tinseltown Theater, and the festival is going on, and we're talking to Mr. Spence. And Joseph...
glad to be here.
Thank you. And okay, now we're going to show a clip from the film.
Okay.
Set up what the film is about, Sing the Blues, a little bit more, and then we're going to go to the clip.
The film is about a singer-songwriter that basically had a career at one point, lost his deal, all the deals and the money went away, and he's struggling to try to stay relevant now in this digital world where there's downloads and people aren't selling a lot of records, and so it basically starts out with we flash back to him as a young artist, and he gets a call that one of his bandmates has passed away, so he has to go back to Nashville, Tennessee, to go to the celebration of life or funeral, and so he has to go back there and face some of his old friends and bandmates, and so some things come out there, and he has to address some things that's kind of uncomfortable.
And your brother is the star of the film.
My brother, Judson Spence, is the lead character, and it's loosely based on his career. He was a songwriter, artist in the late '80s, early '90s, and so it's loosely based on his career and some of the success that he had. So we were able to use some of the old footage and flash back to it to when he was 20 years old. So it kind of feels a little bit like a documentary sometimes, because we have an interview with him from back when he was 20. Yeah, so it's some people don't know really what to call it, but it's really narrative. I mean, that's where I've been entering it into festivals, is narrative, but it does have a documentary feel, and I've had a friend call it a hybrid doc, so.
And we see him literally aged. We see him on MTV from real footage from that time.
And we actually see him too with some old 8mm footage as a little kid too. At the very beginning, there's a shot of him as like 4 or 5 years old. So we get a 4 or 5 year old, 20-year-old, and then in his 40s now.
Right.
So yeah, it came out good.
Is he doing other films as an actor, or
he's mainly a singer and songwriter. So no, he's done some other small things, and of course lots of music videos, which we were able to cut to some of those in the film, some of the music videos that he's done. But no, this is really one of his first stabs at actually a real lead role.
I thought he was a very natural actor. I mean, did you get that?
We hope to do more together. I mean, I know growing up he did some plays and things like that when we, in school, and in church and some things like that. Some productions. And I remember him having just a real knack for it. Well, I mean, he's a performer too. I mean, it's not a stretch, I don't think, for someone on stage as a performer to, a musician to jump into. I mean, you see it all the time with singer-songwriters or singers doing.
If it's within the realm of entertainment, it cross-pollinates itself.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about, like, you have Lance Bass here coming up soon, but thinking about Justin Timberlake, I mean, where he started.
Right.
Well, actually, he did kind of start acting first, right? Mickey Mouse Club or something.
There you go.
And then,
exactly.
And of course, on stage as a singer, and now into movies and crossing back and forth, and he does actually well at it.
Right. Well, Lance too. Lance.
Right.
Lance acts, sings. He's a producer of Mississippi I Am, which is playing tonight.
Right.
And of course, so multi.
I can't wait to see that.
Talented.
By the way,
it's very good.
Cool.
So, all right. Well, let's take a look at a clip from Sing the Blues.
Great.
We'll be right back.
Up here, it's a good little town if you want to get something to eat. There's all kinds of little things around and all. Like, probably be able to find you a little work if you want to stick around a day or two.
Okay, well.
But I'll pull over here to this gas station and let you out.
Jesus loves me, this I know. For my mother, she told me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me.
A lot of so-called friends have come and gone. How grateful I am to still have a couple I can call true friends.
Jesus loves you, this I know.
It feels good to reconnect to what it was that really made you who you are.
Little ones to him belong.
The real thing, the roots of the tree.
They are weak, but thank God he's strong. Oh yeah, he loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Thank God he loves me. The Bible tells me so. Bless you, sweetie. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Dude, it was awesome, man, that you dropped in. It was so good to see you, dude. So good.
I can't believe she's 100 years old, man. It's just, she looks so good. She's, you know, when you talk to her, she's just right there.
She's seen a lot of things, man. She's seen a lot of things.
And imagine.
You know, and just, she's just full of love.
I'm just so honored to have been there today.
Well, we thank you, dude.
What a pleasure to sing for her, you know. That makes for a good day.
Yeah, dude.
Now what I'm gonna take 25 to Tupelo, Nashville.
Yeah, Tupelo running straight into Nashville. We're gonna take 55 and get on out of here.
Well, the future for you going forward, what, are you working on a script right now? Do you have anything?
I am. I actually have a short that I wrote 10 years ago that my mind keeps going back to it, that I really would like to do. You know, I'm also a shooter, a camera operator, and you know, there's a couple of cameras that I'm excited about trying out, like the Alexa, the ARRI Alexa, and then the Red Epics. There's a couple of Red Epic versions that I'd like to try out and go into 4K world, where this film was shot in 2K with a DSLR.
Was shot with a DSLR.
With a Canon 5D Mark II. And every year, I mean, the curve is like moving, you know, every 6 months or a year, there's just the technology just keeps getting better and better, you know. So, but yeah, being like kind of a techie geek, you know, camera guy, I really am excited about like jumping up into that world, into 4K world. And yeah, I mean, I'd like to make an 80, 90-minute feature, you know. 60 minutes is as long as I've gotten, so I'm excited about doing something longer.
The technology is amazing right now, even with the new iPhone, for example.
Yes.
The camera's great.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I mean, and guys are making films on iPhones. I mean, I've seen that. You can find them, you know, just Google it and you'll find films made on iPhones, you know.
Yeah.
They make all kinds of gear now, attachments that go with it, that, you know.
I've got a little tripod that clips the phone onto it, so you can get a stable shot.
I mean, it's right there for filmmakers now. I mean, if you've got a good story, the tools are there, and you don't need a lot of money. I mean, this Sing the Blues is an example of that. You know, you really don't have to have a big budget if you've got a good story. It's just like, you know, musicians. I mean, if you have a good song, you could just play it with an acoustic guitar, and it'll be a good song. You know. So, however you record it really is kind of irrelevant. You know. Right. Same thing with film. I mean, if you can get your story down. You know, on film or on video, it's you know, it's right there to be done. You know,
for viewers that would like to see the film or become more aware of what this film's all about, is there an online site that someone can go to or to check it out?
Yes, you can just go to Sing the Blues Film on Facebook. And find all of the info you need there to find it. And eventually it will be available through the Facebook page where you can buy it. So yeah, that's the best place to find it.
What's been the general response out there film-wise?
Great so far with the festivals. You know, we've gotten into 3 festivals now, and waiting to hear back on 3 or 4 more. You know, as you know, submission fees are on up there now, and so it's, you know, without a huge budget after post-production, you know, you got to spend the money for the entry fees, and so yeah, I mean, eventually finding a distributor or, you know, distributing the film ourselves, you know. So
the fact that it's a 60-minute film versus a 90-minute film, does that play into getting a distributor, do you think, or will that not be a hindrance, or what do you think?
Well, I mean, I don't have any, you know, this type of film, being independent as it is, I don't have any aspirations of it being like in the theater, so I don't think that time really matters now that you can basically go to Netflix or Hulu or wherever and find a film of all different lengths. You know,
Right.
yes, if you're going for, you know, trying to have a theatrical release, then it needs to be in, you know, more of a at least 80 minutes, I believe, you know, in that place. But 60 minutes is also great for television, as you know.
Well, that's true.
So
you
maybe it
edited
could
it
have
down a little bit.
a home there.
That's exactly right.
You know.
Well, Joseph, it's great to meet you.
Thank you, Edward.
Thank you for coming to the
You're
festival.
awesome. Thank
and,
you.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you very much.
We'll be tracking your career.
Thank
when
you
you
very
become
much.
the biggest director in Hollywood, you have to come back and visit our festival again.
Hey, Mississippi's my roots. So
That's right. You grew up down on the coast.
Yes, I did.
So thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
And this
for
is
having me.
Nightique, and we'll see you tomorrow. Stay with us.
Since 1849, Carter Jewelers has been a part of Jackson's rich history. Over 163 years later, we've not only survived, Carter Jewelers has flourished. From generation to generation, we've established a tradition of excellence. Our reputation is built on customer satisfaction, service, and trust. Every piece of jewelry is handpicked, so you know you're getting the best value.
Nobody says I do like we do at Carter Jewelers.
Come see us and be part of our history.
Ingalls Shipbuilding is hiring electricians, structural welders, machinists, ship fitters, pipe fitters, and pipe welders in our Pascagoula, Mississippi site. Signing bonuses available for pipe welders only. Positions are union represented. Come build your career with Ingalls Shipbuilding. Go to www.huntingtoningalls.com/careers or call 888-935-1507. Well, Joseph Spence, a great filmmaker, our award winner this year for Best Film at Mississippi International Film Festival. We also had an exclusive interview with Lance Bass, and we hope that you'll be watching for that program coming up. Now, keep in mind, we're on at 6:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. each night, Monday through Friday on Comcast 14.